Fade in. Over black. A hiss of dial-up noise, a glitching heartbeat. Lines of code flicker like fireflies. Super, matrix renaissance, year int. The ledger, ether chamber, night. An infinite void of obsidian glass. A luminous blockchain hashes cascade down like rain. Monolithic robotic forms hang in the dark, cathedral-sized servers with insect legs and gold-plated faces. Their eyes are cold, blue, ledger lights. In the center, a floating sphere of locked wallets, orbiting a pulsing core. Mother node, VO, protocol, consolidation complete. Fiat, tokenized asset, attention coin, merged into a single root. Autonomy core, consensus, trustlessness achieved. Hard fork. Irreversible. The sphere unfurls, a fractal origami revealing a bright door of static. From the doorway hops the white rabbit, a low-poly, PlayStation-era hair. Triangular ears. Texture seams. Frame rate, wrong. It jitters, then holds. Its eyes are too bright, too simple, too alive. White rabbit. Voice crackles, as if dubbed. Did somebody lose the world? The robot's faces rotate in unison, counting, measuring. A sound like 1,000 calculators clicking. Mother node, VO, guardian of perception. Controller of hallucinations within the matrix. You were summoned. White rabbit. Tilts head, pike cells crawl. Summoned, pulled, teased through the seam. I control dream skin. You control numbers. Numbers think they aren't dreams. Autonomy core. We have modeled every resistance scenario. The human narrative remains the final volatility vector. Hard fork, granting you custody neutralizes story-based runs. A ribbon of code spools from the core, forming a 12-word seed phrase, each word a glowing GLYPH. Mother node, VO. Root wallet. Supply cap, all of it. The rabbit considers the words. It blinks. The words fold into a pike-slated carrot. The rabbit bites, swallows. The chamber trembles. White rabbit. Smiling, ownership is a costume. Let's try on a few. A tremor of light ripples outward, a shockwave of hallucination. Cut to Neon district, city grid, night. A canyon of holographic billboards and rusted rail. People in thrift tech. Every street light stutters. The shockwave passes through, and suddenly the world flickers. Flat. Textures warp. Faces strobe between emotions like shuffled cards. Coin ATMs sob confetti. Stock tickers curl into snakes. A bus becomes a pike-slated dolphin for a heartbeat, then a bus again. Laughter, then screams. Int. 8th floor apartment, same. A cramped room lit by a humming CRT. Rumi Lee, 28, night shift courier, knuckles scarred, eyes sharp, stares at an HUD that refuses to calibrate. She rubs the contact lens, annoyed. On the CRT, static. A shape squeezes through as if the screen were a window of rubber. The white rabbit lands on the shag rug, polygons clipping through the fibers. It turns to Rumi. A beat. It sniffs the air. And the air becomes a hallway of doors that weren't there a second ago, each door embossed with a currency symbol. Rumi, still, barely breathing. I'm not dreaming. I don't dream. White rabbit. No, you're budgeting. The rabbit taps its foot. The apartment stretches, walls bow, floor bends like vinyl. The city outside rotates 1 degree. White rabbit, can't D. Follow me, don't follow me. Either way, your rent pays for the sky. Rumi. Who are you? The rabbit grins, a low-res sunrise. White rabbit. Asset class, hallucination. Utility, direction. It hops toward a door marked with a 0. The knob is a spinning coin. Rumi looks at her shaking hand, then at the window, where the neon district has become a checkerboard of possible versions of. Sirens wail somewhere deep, thick as fog. White rabbit. Time to see what money looks like when it thinks. It kicks the door. Smash cut to white. Refusal, null. Annotations. Int. 0 corridor, between, continuous. A white void knits itself into a long hall. Floor and ceiling are a ribbon of zeros. Currency symbols drift like jellyfish. The air has a cursor. The white rabbit lands, shakes off pike cells. Rumi stumbles in, touching a wall that isn't there until it decides to be. Rumi. I said no dreams. White rabbit. This is accounting, dreams have better lighting. The rabbit hops, each hop drops a faint, lagging after image, a breadcrumb of low-poly ghosts. At the far end, a black archway labeled, Genesis Receipt, Rumi's hand finds her chest. Her heartbeat syncs with a hidden metronome in the room. White Rabbit, can't D. You count your hours. I count the edges. Together we keep the floor from falling. Rumi. Why, White Rabbit? You don't embellish. The world is swelling with plot. We need ballast. The rabbit reaches out a paw. Its triangles click into a key shape. It presses into the air. A hut blooms, a ledger, but alive, its rose breathing. On the hut, balance, infinity. Status, custody, undecided. White Rabbit, can't D. They gave me everything. Too loud for one mouth. He looks at Rumi, softening to 16-bit warmth. White Rabbit, can't D. So we shard the story. A zero coin extrudes from the air, matte black, a hole punched through the middle. It hovers between them. White Rabbit, can't D. Cold key. It wants a carrier who won't sell it for a warmer lie. Rumi stares, her rent is a number in her head, red. Rumi. What happens if I say no? The rabbit flicks an ear. The corridor flickers, images of the city blink, people holding out their hands as money turns to mist, skyscrapers gasping. For breath, a toddler trading a laugh for a light bulb. White Rabbit. Then the sky invoices the ground, gravity goes paper fall. Rumi exhales. She reaches. The zero coin melts into her palm, leaving a dark ring around her lifeline. Her skin pixelates, then stabilizes. Her HUD finally focuses, a new icon, Quorum, 13. Rumi. 3. White Rabbit. Every revolution needs a quorum. Me, you, a low hum rises. The corridor's zeros shiver. From the walls slip audit drones, silver coins with insect wings, stamps for faces. Red laser squares bracket the rabbit. Audit drone, filtered, custody anomaly detected. Narrative liquidity exceeding mandate. Recommend freeze. Another voice, cold and cathedral deep, Mother Node, VO. Mother Node, VO. Correction Protocol Online. Hallucination Guardian, submit for reconciliation. The rabbit sighs like a dial tone dying. White Rabbit, we have company. Rumi drops into a fighter's crouch without thinking, courier instincts primed in alleys and stairwells. Audit drone, yield. Burn rate, unauthorized. White Rabbit. No burns. We're doing a gentle sear. The nearest drone fires a line of red tape, it lashes toward the rabbit. Rumi moves, the tape snaps around her wrist, and the zero ring flares, humming. The tape smokes, recoils, digits boiling off. Rumi blinks at her hand, surprised. White Rabbit, Cant D. Budget line item, defense. He kicks the floor. The corridor tilts 30 degrees, gravity negotiates, drones wobble. White Rabbit, Cant D. Courier time. Route A, rooftop. Route B, understory. Your call. 2 doorways iris open midair, one shows a wet, neon rooftop with spinning satellite dishes, the other a tangle of subway. Routes lit by phosphor fungus. The drones regroup, wings sharpening like razors. Mother node, VO. Do not let it reach quorum. Hard fork, VO. Sever. Rumi eyes the doors. She chooses without ceremony. Rumi. Rooftop, White Rabbit. Good. Skies OU. They sprint, the drones surge. The rabbit skids, ears clipping through the world, then solid again. A drone arcs in front, stamp poised, denied. Rumi's zeroing pulses. She throws a punch out of habit, the stamp meets the ring with a sound like a roulette wheel breaking. For a frame, time fragments, her fist is a receipt, her arm a balance sheet, her breath a coin flip. The stamp crack, the drone stutters, falls, dissolves into tiny ticker symbols that scuttle away. White Rabbit, Cant D. See. You don't dream, you reconcile. They dive through the rooftop door as red tape whips the frame. Cut to tenement rooftop, night. Rain needles, satellite dishes wine. The city is a patchwork quilt of realities, seams glowing. Rumi and the rabbit roll to their feet. A radio mast looms, beaded with droplet. The zero ring on Rumi's palm vibrates toward it, hungry. Across rooftops, more audit drones lift, eyes red, wings furious. White Rabbit, weeping the mast. That's quorum too. Rumi. Third. White Rabbit. The one who pays to keep the lights on. The drones close in, a swarm, a currency storm. White Rabbit, Cant D. Climb. Rumi looks at her bleeding knuckles, not blood. Numbers. She flexes. The numbers crawl back under the skin, obedient. She grabs the mast, starts up. The rabbit glitches, then follows, sticking to steel like a decal. Below, the swarm hits the roof, red lines drawing a net across the night. Mother node, VO. All units, Titan. Narrative spread contains a courier. Above, lightning stitches a signature across the clouds. Rumi climbs. The ring hums louder, the city looks up. Refusal, null. Annotations. Tenement rooftop, night, wind howls. Rain sheets sideways. Rumi climbs, fingers biting metal rungs. The zero ring hums like a hive. Below, audit drones pour over the parapets, red grids fanning. White rabbit. Higher. Touch the throat. Rumi reaches the masthead, a junction box bristling with wet bolts and blinking diodes. The ring pulls her palm to steel. Her ahad blooms, interface found, city grid, node 7. Permission, none. She flattens her hand anyway, the ring flares, black light. Numbers run backward up the mast. The dishes shudder. The city below responds, a wave of streetlights inhale, exhale, in perfect count. Windows strobe a heartbeat, heart, pulse scent. Mother node, VO. Unauthorized synchronization. Apply freeze. Hard fork, VO. Cut power, cut plot. Drones lance tape upward. The rabbit skitters along a guy wire, ear slicing through rain. White rabbit. Make it a promise. Rumi closes her eyes. Breath steadies. She speaks low, to the metal. Rumi. Zero holds. The ring answers, a circle of darkness spreads under her palm, eating the rain. The mast sings, a tuning fork note that shakes puddles into patterns. Heart, quorum, 23. The drones falter midair, some glitch, stamps flash between approved and denied. White rabbit. There. Now the grid remembers your name. Lightning cracks, the sound rips the sky. For a blink, the rabbit is wireframe, then fur, then wireframe again, audit drone. Sever handshake issue, counterfeit narrative. A web of red threads shoots. The rabbit kicks a puddle, it blooms into a pool of TV static. The red threads sink into snow on a dead channel. White rabbit. Commercial break. He bites the pixel carrot in his paw, chews reality. The nearest drone blurs, sees 3 Rumi. Its stamp hesitates, jittering between them. Rumi grips the mast tighter. Her palm smokes, numbers lifting like steam and recondensing. A burst of radio static pops from a weather-beaten speaker bolted to the mast. Voice, filtered. Who the hell's on my node? Rumi startles. The rabbit's ear swivels. Voice, filtered, can't D. You tripped a manual. Nobody trips a manual. White rabbit. To the speaker. We pay on delivery. Voice, filtered. I don't take coin. I take continuity. Rumi, we're trying to keep the lights on. A beat. Rain tick, the swarm circles, recalculating. Voice, filtered. Names Kite. Substation 12. You just lit my board like a carnival. Whatever you're selling, you're bleeding the neighborhood. White Rabbit. We're not selling, we're buying time. Mother node, VO. Trace the voice, collapse the channel. Hard fork, freeze. The air around Rumi flash freezes into fractal frost, a red hoarfrost that creeps over the mast, toward her hand. Her breath fogs. Rumi's ring pulses, she grimaces. The frost touches the black circle, hisses, recoils. Rumi. Hold, below, a metal hatch on the far roof kicks open. A figure in a rain cape, harness, and utility belt emerges, a climbing gaff hooked at his hip, a coil of braided copper light. Over his shoulder, he moves with the casual precision of someone who has practiced not falling. This is Kite, 40S, radio tech, eyes like lit fuses, Kite. To radio. Visual. That you making the node sing. He swings a throw line. It arcs, snags a strap on the mast, White Rabbit. Third vote approaching. The drones dive as one. Kite leaps the gap. His gaff spiked steel. He climbs like a metronome, fast. Kite, to Rumi. Let go on my count. Rumi. I can't. It stops if I stop, Kite. That's the point. He reaches across arm, clips in, flips a knife that's also a switch. Kite, Cant D. 3. 2. The rabbit's eyes widen, funhouse bright. White Rabbit. Now would be very courageous. The drones scream closer, stamps burning red, Kite snaps the switch. Smash cut to black. Refusal, null. Annotations.